All right, y'all. We're back with another video, back with another reaction. Backslash, let's talk about it. So, it is Wednesday, January 8th, 10:16 in the morning, right? Day was going normal. Woke up, fresh out the shower, feeling good. Go on YouTube and scroll and see what's going on today. I come across videos like this. This, this, and even this on a Wednesday at 10:17 in the morning. January 8th, 8 days into January. What even is this? What is this title? Like, there's no way people are sitting here taking this serious. Paige Bueckers to stay in UConn for a sixth year? Are you serious? No, this gotta be a joke. Because the reason why I keep saying the date and the time, because it's not April 1st. It's January 8th. There's no way people are sitting here. Now I have to sit here and talk about it. About Paige Bueckers. The Paige Bueckers, who already has a player exclusive shoe with Nike at UConn, who is a fifth year player, who a certain veteran or retired athlete got on a certain somebody for playing more than 4 years of college, but that's for another time. The Clarkies leader. But I'm gonna leave that for another time because we're not talking about her today at all. But this title, and even this shouldn't even be a topic. Paige Becker's doing a sixth year. It just gets to a point. Let's say hypothetically, because this is the video that everybody is pulling up in their reactions, right? Because I can't finish their vids. I can't do it because I'm still stuck on titles like this. Let's say hypothetically, right? Because this says bold prediction. Let's say hypothetically speaking, Paige does stay for a sixth year instead of going to the draft where she's more than likely a top three pick, if not number one. If I see Paige Beckers at the University of Connecticut for another year, if I see Paige Beckers at the University of Connecticut being coached by Gino Auriemma for another year, she's canceled. She's canceled because there is no reasoning for Paige to be 23 years old, going on 24 in October, and still playing college basketball at the University of Connecticut. She's going to be canceled. And I've been watching Paige since her senior year at Hopkins High School, when she was considered the it girl in high school. It wasn't Caitlin Clark. It wasn't Angel Reese. Haley Van Lith had a little buzz, but Paige Beckers was the main person getting the documentaries. She had a docu-series in high school, number one player in high school, day in the life episodes in high school, and even if you want to go to college, she was the national player of the year, I believe, in her freshman year. What does she have to prove? To win a national championship? And even let's say if she stays a 6 year, which is come on, that's let's be for real. That's not happening. I cannot see that happening. But if she were to do a 6 year and win a national championship, that's gonna have an asterisk by it right away because she's too old. And relatively speaking, it's true because when you're 24 playing against 18, 19-year-old freshmen, you basically their grandmama. You're basically grandma, your grandpops for the men's side. It just gets to a point where you hit a certain age where it's like you have to have another option, bro. Because let's say if you don't make the team, even if you're like a walk on, like what are you gonna do? Like you know what I mean? It gets to a point. But anyways, let's watch this really quick. And let's see what they're talking about.
Big, bold predictions around moves in women's basketball.
Paige Bueckers will not declare for the WNBA draft this year.
That's interesting.
Well, first of all, she'd be locking herself into a rookie contract that is presumably worth far less than it would be were she to be drafted in 2026. So just financially, it doesn't make a ton of sense to.
This is what I was saying too. Said this probably a few videos ago about the WNBA. There needs to be more options to make the league, right? Because the NBA, you don't have to go to college 4 years. You could literally, players literally do a month, or not a month. College, especially college sports, it feels like a month and the season's over. That's how far and how fast time is going. Because again, we're already 8 days into January. In a minute, it's going to be February and it's going to be March Madness. Men's athletes, they do a year, especially in basketball, they only do a year, and they're going to the NBA anyway. So now they have that option. Do 1 year in college, or yeah, 1 year in college. They have overseas for a year or two, and they go to the G League Ignite. Why doesn't the WNBA have an option for that? Or at least cut it down to at least 2 years? Because I believe the WNBA, to be eligible for the draft, you have to do 4 years of college or be 22 years old. I think those are the two main requirements. Do 4 years or be 22 years old to be eligible for the draft. There needs to be more, and I think this is what Juju Watkins was saying too, but there needs to be more options to make the league other than doing 4 years. To have an overseas option for a year or two, or have a WNBA development team, because there's a lot of players that don't even get the opportunity. Because it's only, what, 10, 12 players a roster? There's so many players that want to play in the WNBA right now, but they can't because there's no development team, there's no G League team, no D League team, anything like that. So they're just sitting there on their couch watching Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark play all the minutes, basically saying Angel Reese take all the shine that they could have had if they had the opportunity. So why not have multiple options to make the WNBA instead of just 4 years and being 22 years old?
Be
Anyway,
to be drafted in 2026. So just financially, it doesn't make a ton of sense to play in the WNBA as a rookie in 2025 versus 2026. Also, there's been a lot of buzz around whether Paige actually wants to go to Dallas, given the instability with that organization.
now see, my thing with that too is, right, Paige already wants to play for the Valkyries. He's already said that multiple times. Making a few posts that she would love to play for the Valkyries. And even then, there's Photoshop pictures of her in the Valkyries uniform.
There's been a lot.
So, I mean, does she want to play for Dallas? I mean, Dallas has one job, and that's to draft Paige Bueckers. Because I don't see them drafting anybody else. Maybe Olivia Miles. But is she the number one pick in the draft? Will the Dallas Wings look at Olivia Miles as the number one pick in the draft? That's the only thing. Right? I don't see them getting a Kiki area bid, excuse me, because they already have bigs over there. They have Satusa Bali. They have, well, to this point, because the Fever there, Fever fans are drowning for Satusa Bali to play with Caitlin Clark. They have Kalani Brown and Tierra McCallum. They already have bigs, so I don't see them get drafting Kiki area Finn. Flau'jae Johnson, she might, because she might go to the draft this year. Because I believe she meets the age requirement in the WNBA. Let's see. Yeah, it says so you have to be at least 22 and do 4 years of college and be at least 4 years removed from high school graduation, right? J. Johnson is 21. So I don't know. Maybe some people are saying Flau'jae go to the draft this year. I don't know. But we'll see.
A lot of buzz around whether Paige actually wants to go to Dallas, given the instability with that organization and political climate in Texas too.
Somebody said Lauren Betts too. That's definitely not happening.
Wants to go to Dallas.
Lauren Betts going to the Dallas Wings is insane.
Given the instability,
they'll be literally the tallest team in the league
with that organization and political climate in Texas too. That factors into things like women's health rights there. And then I don't think UConn is going to win a national title this year. So I kind of feel like maybe one more year
I'm gonna let it play. Then we gonna
of Paige
rewind.
and AZ running the band back, and that's their time. If she were to declare this year, she would lock into a 4-year rookie contract that averages somewhere around $85,000 per year. Whereas the expectation is that salaries will jump significantly with the new collective bargaining agreement. So she would have the opportunity to make a lot more money on her rookie contract if she waits in college.
Okay, now let's go back for a second, right?
School climate in Texas, too, you know, that factors into things like women's health rights there.
I don't know what this has to do with her going to the WNBA. Is Paige about to have a Paige Junior? Like, I don't. What does this mean? Women's health rights in Texas? I mean, political wise, Texas is a low income tax state, a low tax income state. So that's why a lot of people move to those kind of cities and states like Texas and Florida and stuff like that. But
Women's health
I don't know what women's health rights. What does that mean? Like she's not gonna get proper treatment because she's a woman in Texas.
rights there. And then
I don't think UConn's gonna win a title.
I
They're not gonna win a title if Paige is not playing. I'll tell you that right now. Paige is the main reason why they have a Final Four chance. Sarah Strong is putting up Maya Moore numbers as a freshman, but again, this team is built around Paige Beckers. So if she's not playing, they're definitely not winning anyway. So if she were to do a 6 year and win a national championship, it's gonna have that star right here, the asterisk. And it's not like UConn is a bad team. You got Gino, the old man from Up. It's just like where did his coaching go?
I don't think UConn is going to win a national title this year. So I kind of feel like
They have multiple McDonald's All Americans. I think what double digit McDonald's All Americans here?
maybe one more year of Paige and AZ running the band back.
No. This right here. This right here.
Paige and AZ running the band back, and AZ kind of feel like maybe one more year of Paige and AZ running the band back.
No. The year of Paige and AZ running the band back. You good? Do you know how long the media has waited for that? And it hasn't happened yet? Because it's either Paige is playing but AZ is hurt. If AZ is playing, Paige is hurt. That's been going on since 2021, since AZ even came to UConn. For years, people have been waiting for that. They thought they would at least get one, but they're barely even getting on the court with each other.
And
So for them to do, because Paige would be a 6 year, and AZ would be a 5th year, and it's the pandemic, the NIL money that went hand in hand, strong, swole arm, hand in hand for these players to be almost 30 in college. Like, dude, you're grandpops, you grandma. Go ahead, go to the pros.
so I kind of feel like
Again, there needs to be more options for women to play basketball other than playing in college for 4 or 5, maybe even 6 years.
maybe one more year of Paige and AZ running the band back, and that's their time. If she were to declare this year, she would lock into a 4-year rookie contract that averages somewhere around $85,000 per year. Whereas the expectation is that salaries will jump significantly with the new collective bargaining agreement. So she would have the opportunity to make a lot more money on her rookie contract.
Isn't most of their money from NIL though? Most of their money comes from these NIL sponsorships, and even Paige, she has her own shoes. She might get her own signature shoe line before Caitlin Clark at this point.
Salaries will jump significantly.
You know how I feel about the y'all. Some of y'all out. It's not all of you guys, but some of y'all out there is y'all do too much.
With the new collective bargaining agreement.
Paige Beckers might get shoes before Caitlin Clark, like her actual Paige ones.
So she
She already has the
would
exclusives.
have the opportunity to make a lot more money on her rookie
Player edition shoes.
contract if she waits in college for.
Anyway, let's read a couple of these comments and we're gonna get out of here. Because again, this is hypothetically. What's your bold predictions in women's basketball? So this shouldn't even be taken serious, but If she were to do a 6 year, that would be insane. From Andy, Paige Bueckers has to declare for the draft. Waiting an extra year for a higher rookie salary doesn't matter, as she makes so much from endorsements. This is what I was saying. Also, no state income tax in Texas. So I was also saying. Also, the women's health argument falls flat as Paige isn't getting pregnant in time. This is exactly what I was saying, Andy. All 3 points. There's no reason for Paige to still be in Connecticut for a 6 year. And for every reason Andy just said, waiting for a higher rookie salary when she's already a millionaire, borderline, if not already, from endorsements from Nike. Texas is a low income tax state, and there's no Paige Jr. walking around here anytime soon. So what is she there for? Again, that's basically grandma at the campus. There's no legitimate buzz about Paige not wanting to go to Dallas. That is totally fan driven. Yeah. I mean, Paige going to Dallas, I mean, it's kind of obvious. Like, there's no way she doesn't go to draft this year. I mean, other than her saying she would love to play for the Valkyries, but her going to Dallas is a lot. At least in my opinion, it's a lot. Paige keeps playing like she's playing. She may get another. Wait. Paige keeps playing like she's playing. She may get her dream team, the Sparks. Uh, that's what, the second team in the draft? That may not be a bad scenario for her. All of this information is driven by her fans not wanting her to go to Dallas, but could wander her to go to LA, bottom line. LOL. Coming from her mouth, hope this helps when making more bold predictions. Okay, so let's watch this, shall we?
Ever since I announced, like, you just look at the comments and you're like, yeah, she's staying because she's gonna. Ever since I announced, like, you just look at the comments and you're like, yeah, she's staying because she's gonna make so much more money staying in college and WNBA, and it's just like, you guys have literally no idea. Because, like, NIL, nothing changes. It's just like, once you get to the league, like, the title changes. It's no longer an NIL deal. It's just an endorsement deal. But we have it because we performed on the basketball stage. So if we continue to perform as we go, like, in the league, they're going to continue to invest in you and continue to want to work with you. You're making NIL in college. Once you get to the WNBA, those endorsements are going to follow you on top of the salary that you're also now making, which you didn't have in college.
Yeah, so what is she staying for college for? Coming out her own mouth, there is no reasoning for her to stay in college. Just based off of this from here to here.
Stage. So if we continue to perform as we go, like, in the league, they're going to continue to invest in you and continue to want to work with you. You're making NIL in college. Once you get to the WNBA, those endorsements are going to follow you on top of the salary that you're also now making, which you didn't have in college. It's really not that hard to educate yourself, but it's like people create these narratives in their head, and it's so hard to undo it because then people just follow those narratives, and then people who don't know nothing follow other people who don't know nothing, and it's just like a bunch of people who know nothing. So
Just a bunch of airheads. Yeah, so coming out of Paige herself, she's not staying another year. There's no point. As long as she has her NIL deals, that when she goes to the professionals in April, they're gonna switch over to just endorsement deals. They're still gonna stay. They're just no longer named NIL deals. NIL deals. So it's like, come on now. Let's be for real. There is no way y'all think Paige Bueckers is doing a 6 year at UConn. Again, if she does a 6 year, she's canceled. Like, she'll literally be canceled if she did a 6 year at UConn. It makes no sense. And it's coming out of her own mouth. Like, it just creates an airhead effect with people just not knowing what they're talking about.
people who don't know nothing follow other people who don't know nothing, and it's just like a bunch of people who know nothing. So just
You sound like a 35-year-old, like, wily vet right there. You're already in the real world.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and calm down the noise of Paige doing another year. It makes no sense. It would make no sense for her to do another year for NIL money and her waiting another year for a bigger contract in the WNBA. She'll still get that contract regardless. When her rookie salary is over, she's probably gonna even make more money than that. So, anyways, that's gonna end this off. Again, it's January 8th. It's not April 1st. So, nice try. Anyways, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you do subscribe, I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video, man.